Hello, everybody. I'm Mystery Monologue. I do monologues in mystery. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here. I can't make these videos without you watching. I know why you clicked. Let's get into it. As you can see on the screen, we're on CNN. I know most people would be like, CNN? Why are you on CNN? That's a liberal news network. Okay, well, we're using a liberal news network to cover someone who participated in trafficking. I think that they're going to be the most biased towards not defending the trafficker. Who knows? But let's get into it. This just in, Sean Diddy Combs has been suspended or sentenced, not suspended. Sorry, you're getting news from someone who can't read. Has been sentenced to 50 months in prison for his conviction of 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. He must pay a $500,000 fine. Whoa, 500 grand? That's a lot of money. 50 months? That's a lot of time. Okay. He begged the judge for mercy, calling his actions disgusting, shameful, and sick. Diddy apologized to his victim and all the victims of domestic violence. Okay, so cool. Okay, so let's talk about this. Let's break this down in a way that I understand. 50 months. Okay, there's 12 months in a year. Let's do some quick math, right? So we go calculator, right? Okay, so you know I'm not lying. 12 divided by 50 equals, oh, sorry, everyone does that. That was a joke. It wasn't a joke. 4.16 years. 4 years and 2 months for trafficking. Okay. That sounds odd. 4 years to traffic? And we're talking about like potential trafficking of minors. To get 4.2 years. What? Dude, what is going on? Dude, that's insane. We are broadcasting this. We are broadcasting the biggest scandal to ever happen in history. Like this is up with like the Epstein thing of just people trafficking people. Dude, that is insane. That is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Let's say me, which, full disclosure, this is not real. I do not have any aspirations to do this, but let's say me, I see this horrendous thing that this man did, right? We can all agree that what Sean Diddy Combs did was disgusting. We've seen him with Bieber when Bieber was like underage, and for legal reasons, I will not talk about this. All of this is hypothetical. But we're suspecting hypothetically that this man may or may not have been doing things with people who are underage. And for somebody to look at this situation and be like, oh, he only got 50 months? Dude, that's not going to deter anybody from not following in his footsteps. And 50 months, dude, 4.2 years? You think after 4.2 years, the dude's just going to be rehabilitated? What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? 4.2 years for something as grotesque as this? And then, okay, excuse my language if you are one of these people. Don't excuse it. Unapologetically, if you are an idiot who is turned off by $500,000 fine. If you're like, oh, well, that's a lot of money. Okay, let's put this into perspective. Ready? What jet does Diddy own? What jet? Not Jen. Jet. What jet does Diddy own? Okay. He owns a Gulfstream G550. Okay. Then we can look up How much does a Gulfstream G550 cost? Newer models are listed at over 60 million. Okay, so for this airplane, it costs $60 million to own that outright. New models listed at over 60 million and pre-owned models for 13 to 35. Okay, so $500,000 isn't seeming like too much money. Let's see how much the Gulfstream G550 costs per hour. $8,000 to $12,000 an hour. Let's call it 10, right? $10,000 an hour. Okay. While the total annual operating cost can be 2.8 million. Okay. So 500 grand isn't a lot of money. Obviously. If you're spending 10 grand an hour, 500,000 hours, what's that? 50 hours? That's 50 hours of flight time that you have to pay. Dude, that's nothing. Dude, that's a drop in the bucket. Okay, wait. Let's look up Diddy's net worth 2025. Okay, Diddy's net worth 2025. 400 million. Okay, so a man who's worth $400 million has to pay $500,000. Well, quick math here. No, not even quick math, dude. That's like less than 1%. That's less than 0.5% of your net worth. If I'm worth $1,000, that means I have to pay 50 cents in a fine. That doesn't make any sense, dude. That's ridiculous. And I'm just doing like basic quick math. I'm doing common sense math to put it into perspective how stupid this is. That he must 50 months, $500,000 for the horrendous acts that even the dude who did it calls it disgusting, shameful, and sick. If the dude who is doing the action is calling his actions disgusting, shameful, and sick, what do you think the actions were? If somebody who can just traffic another human being, to fully grasp what trafficking means, it means to take them against their will. So you kidnap them, and then you perform acts on them, and then you solicit them to other people. To me, that's disgusting, shameful, and sick. But to him, that's a Tuesday. That is a Tuesday afternoon to traffic somebody. So if he's calling his actions disgusting, shameful, and sick, but trafficking is just like a normal event for the dude, what do you think he's doing? And for those atrocities, right? He gets sentenced to 50 months. Think about the victims in this scenario, the people who are affected by what this man did. They're going to suffer longer than 50 months. I remember I farted in an elevator on accident 6 years ago, and I still think about it. Right? And not saying something as little as farting in an elevator is the equivalent to what the atrocities that these people, the victims, have been through. But for 50 months, dude, that is a slap in the face to all the victims who were tortured by this person. It's shameful, dude. It's disgusting. It really puts it into perspective. What the heck is going on? What the heck is going on if a man who did the atrocities that he did is subject to 50 months and less than 0.5%, probably 1% of his net worth? I'm at a loss for words. And for all my subscribers who have been there, who have been here forever, I know that this is like an impromptu video. I'm having fun. I saw this and I was like, oh shoot, let's make a video. It's sick. I don't get it. I don't understand what the heck is going on. I don't understand what kind of environment I'm even living in where this is acceptable. I don't understand how this is justice. I don't. Dude, this is blatantly in your face that this stuff goes on and nothing will be done about it. help me understand. And to everybody who stuck around this far to see some manic dude rant in a mask, thank you. I can't do this without you. I am literally talking to myself without you guys. I am alone without you guys. And to have a platform is one of the coolest things in the world. So thank you for letting me speak. Thank you for listening to me speak. It means the world to me. And with that being said, I will catch you next time.